The fact that Jesus is alive today just gives me hope, gives me something to live for, something to get up for every day. I'm a person who am very tightly wound, wired pretty high. So I have trouble going to sleep at night, and then, of course, since I have trouble going to sleep at night, I have trouble kind of getting going in the morning. But I found that when I do wake up in the morning and I'm laying there and can't get awake because I've tossed and turned all night, I start praying. You know, I start thinking about my closest family members and just kind of go out from there until I'm fully awake and ready to go for the day. And that just gives me a great start to the day. I'm praying every morning before I even get out of bed. Just really kind of calms me, centers me, gets me in the right place to face whatever comes at me during the day. Day-to-day life, especially as a businessman, can be pretty grinding. The daily grind can be pretty tough sometimes. So to give you something to hope for when it seems like all the wheels are falling off that particular day gets me through the day. It allows me to deal with people who aren't so nice sometimes, and to deal with them in a way that is nice and kind, even though that's not always the way as a human, that's not always the way that I feel inside, but with God's strength, with Christ's strength, I'm able to push past that. My job mostly is education, helping people understand their benefits and how it might help their family financially. So I look at my job as a ministry. I mean, every day, even if it's a rough day and I've got a full schedule and I'm not sure how I'm going to have enough energy to get through everything, I take what I'm doing very seriously, and I pray about it and pray for the folks that I'm going to be working with, and I hope that I'm serving a purpose of the kingdom through my work. I mean, I try to approach everything, begin everything with prayer. And there are times where I have a difficult phone call that I need to make, and sometimes I'm not quite sure what I'm going to say or how they're going to react, and so rather than getting all worked up, which I do, but rather than getting all worked up to the point where I'm paralyzed, I say a prayer and say, okay, God, you're going to have to give me the words. You're going to have to prepare that person for the message that I need to deliver. And then there are times where I've gone through an entire day and realized that I've tried to do it on my own power. And, partway through the day, I'm just exhausted, and I'm like, wow, and then I realized that, oh, I've been trying to do this all on my own power instead of going to God. And the Bible tells us that God wants us to bring everything to Him, just not the important things, not the hard things, but everything.